When you're a newly graduated university student hungry for job opportunities, it is very hard to resist these appealing, high-paid internships. However, we think that the high glorification of these startup internship programs has more negative implications than their good ones. So, how did this glorification actually look like, right? It looks like huge startups such as Shopee, Tokopedia, etc. having internship programs that are specifically crafted to potential interns, as these programs are relatively high-paying, and it is also highly glorified, so much so that it becomes the main focus of the whole program itself. In my speech, I'll be talking about two things. The first one is how the glorification of high-paid internship will have a negative effect as opposed to a positive one, and why this is a bad form of glorification in general, and second, why it's justified that interns are not getting a relatively high-paid salary. Moving on to my first argument then, on why this is a bad form of glorification. Simply because it has several negative implications. What are we talking about? First of all, the glorification will lead to the irrationality of fresh graduates. But first, let's characterize fresh grads. Understand, panels, that fresh grads are newly graduated students from university or college. This means that it is within their interest to start actively looking for jobs and internships so that they could start earning some sort of active income as soon as possible. However, realize because of that, these glorification will drive these fresh grads to become irrational and undermine the actual educational value of these programs, and instead only focus on how much income that they will generate. This is very problematic because the right reason to start an internship is to collect the necessary experience and education to kickstart your actual future careers. Second of all, people with majors that are not in line with these internship programs will carelessly apply to random internships just based on how much they pay. So for example, let's talk about startups that are within the tech sector. So that is to say, university majors that linearly corresponds to these companies' needs are, for example, computer science majors, business majors, or let's say engineering majors. But since there's a huge glorification and the huge salary that these startups offer, a lot of people will then start to develop a fear of missing out. They will feel as if applying to intern at these startups are opportunities that they simply cannot throw away, and as a result, fresh grads from, let's say, archeology or history majors will simply overlook their whole education and apply to interns at these tech startups. And this is both bad for the company and the intern because A, startups will want a competent potential employee that could actually drive the company forward with their knowledge and sufficient educational background. But even if, let's say, those history majors somehow showed competency in their internship programs as well, it is still very unlikely that they will be as useful for the company as, let's say, the computer science major. And B, because interning at a place that has nothing to do with what you actually want to do won't provide you with any of the necessary skills you need, nor the benefits you can get to actually pursue a career in your sector, as it is not suitable with your own specialized major. And C, a side benefit of not glorifying would be a safer competitiveness between one company and another, because right now, if we see, most startups that can actually afford to do these high-paid internships are huge tech ones, right? Leaving the smaller startups not being able to compete in receiving quality interns as well. This way, a fair competitiveness between startups could exclusively be manifested under proposition's side. But thirdly, and most importantly, as to why these glorifications have such bad implications, is that it will close opportunities for people that are within the suitable field of the company's need and who have actually worked hard and actually wants to pursue a career in that specific startup. Exactly because the focus of these internship programs are shifted to not be in the educations or the experience that the program provides, but instead how much salary you will be paid, a lot of people from random majors that aren't suitable will have fear of missing out and apply as well, and therefore creating a very unfair playing field for the people that actually wants to pursue a career here. Second argument then, which also doubles as a trade-off on why it's still justified and fair that interns are not getting a relatively high paid salary, as opposition may come in and say interns should be highly paid. First reason is that we say that the main goal of internship is to gain educational value as opposed to a monetary value. Because when you are applying for an intern, that is to say that you are applying so you can get experience to actually push your experience for the real careers that you want to get in the future. And second reason is because there's an asymmetry of beneficial exchange between the companies and the interns itself. Because when we're talking about interns, most of them are going to be fresh grads, meaning that they will have minimal experience for the company, therefore not bringing as much benefit to the startup itself, right? While the companies still provide them with benefits, facilities, educations, opportunities, and experience that they need for their future jobs at this company or at other companies. Panels, we have proven to you numerous reasons on why the glorification of high-paid internship will have more negative implications than there are positive ones, and because we get better outcome for both the interns and the company and the industry in general, we are very proud to propose. Thank you very much.